Hi, everybody. How are you? Um, my name is Pat Nemia. There we go. Hi, everybody. How are you? My name is Pat Nemia, and I am here for Wellness Wednesday for the Federation for Children with Special Needs Facebook Live. Um, so happy all of you can join us today. We are working here at the Federation. We are open and working remotely, and you can contact us if you have questions uh, regarding your child's education, regarding questions about healthcare, health resources, health financing. You can go to our website and at fcsn.org, and there is a contact form you can fill out, and someone will get in touch with you, or you can call us directly, and we will get the message if we don't answer at that time, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. So I'm glad that you're all here with me today, and I'm going to pivot a little bit today and talk about something that's really important that's going on right now that kind of maybe got pushed to the back burner when everything with COVID-19 started, and that's the United States Census. Um, the census is currently actively going on, and I want to tell you a little bit about it today and really encourage you, if you have not already filled out a census form, or um, that you do so, because it is very important. At the end of this, in the comment sections, I'm going to add a link that you can go to, as well as phone numbers for all the different languages, so you can call and fill out a form that way if you need to. So I'll do that when I'm through talking. So what is the census? What is the U.S. Census? So the U.S. Census is a count of the population in the United States and territories that occurs every 10 years. And it's mandated in the Constitution that it occurs. So by law, the census has to occur every 10 years. And here we are at 2020, and this is the census year. And so, okay, some people might say, well, that's nice. We know what the population of the US is, but why is it really important? And it's important for a number of reasons. It's important because I think the one that most people are aware of is that it determines representation in the federal government for different states and territories. So if we have, if 100% of the people in Massachusetts fill out their census form, then we will have representation for 100% of the people. But if only 75% of the people or 60% of the people fill out the census form, well, it looks like we have a lot less people living in the state, and therefore our representation at the federal government would be less. We'd have less number of representatives in the House of Representatives or in the Congress allocated to us. So it's important that for representation of everyone, that everyone fills out their census form or fills it out for their family. The other reasons that it's important, that we often don't hear as much about or think about, is that it's important in determining the resources that a state might have. So it's important in determining how many children are in the school system, so we know what the resources are that school system might need, and that we get the resources that are in the correct amount in relation to the number of kids in school. It's important for healthcare in the state. The federal government provides resources to a state. Many, many times the census will be what they utilize to determine what resources every state might need. It's important for things like firefighters. It's important for transportation, for roads, for infrastructure. The census is used to determine what the needs are in a state and how money will therefore be allocated. And so it's very important to get the resources in a state that everybody fills out the census form. Um, and so you might say, and the criteria for filling it out, there is no citizenship question on the form. You fill it out if you live in a state or a territory. You fill it out where you are living. You are part of the population. And so people ask, well, what do they ask you on the census form? So they do ask you information about the people living in a household, but there is no citizenship question. You're not asked for a social security number. You're never asked about about money or for donations, and you're never asked to give a credit card. So it's just information. That's it. That's what you should find if you're filling out the census form. And then people often say, well, I'm a little worried about filling out forms. I don't like to fill out forms. And the census forms, the census information is confidential. It is not information, and you can read about this if you go to the census at the link that I give you, that will take you to the government website. But this is information that's confidential and that's used to calculate the population in a state or a territory. And so that's what it is used for. And so, what information will you be asked about? And as I said, you'll be asked about the people that are living in your household. And how do I report? Well, there are three ways that you can report. Many people, if you received or at their address an invitation to go online, it gave them a little code and they could go online and fill the form out that way. And many people got that back in the beginning of the year before all of this started with COVID-19. If you didn't get that, you can still go online and complete the form. You don't have an entry code, and so you just click into the next step and it takes you there and you enter your address and then you enter information about the household. If you don't have access to internet, if it's not easy for you to fill out an online form, you can call in. You can call the census. You may have to wait a little bit when you call in, but you can call. And there's a number of different lines depending upon the language that you speak, and you can give the information over the phone and you will have completed your census obligation. The last way to do it is that you could mail a form in. The census was hoping to go to more internet-based or online-based this year, but they did certain areas where maybe internet was not as accessible. People did get forms. There is going to be an effort in some rural areas, some areas of the Cape, where people may have had PO boxes and not not an address at their physical place of residence. That there's going to be an effort in the next few months to drop things off potentially at those homes. So you may get a form. But if you don't, it's easy. Just call the census and do it online and do it over the phone if that's the easiest for you. So what I'm asking everybody today is to realize that this is so vitally important and vitally important to our children, to their health care, to their education, that we have enough resources in the state that it supports everybody and it's to everybody's benefit. So put it on your calendar. If you can do it this afternoon and you haven't done it, do it. If you can do it tomorrow, or put it on your calendar for this week and get it done. It's so important to all the families in Massachusetts that we have an accurate count. So thank you for listening to me. I hope you are all doing well. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, and I will post the information in the comments. Have a good day, everybody.